Hello, Collective, and welcome to Roxanne Rose Tarot, where we're always seeking divine guidance from Spirit, our angels, ancestors, and spirit guides. So I thought I would pop one tonight. It is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. And this is the Tuesday tea. So let's get into this and let's see what's going on. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. And I hope you're ready to see what's going on in the energy today. One shuffle. I did do a little pre-shuffling, but Spirit is guiding me to do one more shuffle. We're going to cut this deck and tap into this reading. All right, Spirit. Oh, already. Okay, well, when the Devil comes out, that's going to be some juicy tea and the Death card. Oh, my. Okay. So already there is something very, let's see, what am I getting here? I feel like I'm caught off guard. I was not expecting the Devil and the Death card. But I do think that there is some sort of toxic energy that is being released in somebody's energy. Of course, we'll get more, but I think that there is somebody that has been feeling powerless. I don't know if this is you. I don't know if it's somebody that you know. But I do see transformation happening. So let's see what else. Okay. So what I'm seeing is that it has to do with this King of Cups. I mean, King of Pentacles. Why did I say King of Cups? So maybe, maybe it's somebody that is a King of Pentacles but has been in King of Cups energy lately. Maybe they've been spending too much money. So I do think that there is a King of Pentacles that has been doing some toxic things and some toxic behavior, but there is change coming, so that's the good news. Let's see what else, Spirit. What else? Tell us more. Give us the tea. Okay. I feel like... Okay. Sorry, I had a moment where Spirit is telling me that I need to take these in the reverse. And that happens with me, Collective. Sometimes it's not always how they land, but when I am positioning them, I really am guided by Spirit to lay them out in the spread how I'm being directed. So this one's in the upright, or in the reverse. The rest are in the upright. So, and on the bottom of the deck for the time being is the Two of Pentacles. So there is a balancing act happening, and I believe it's between this King of Pentacles and this Queen of Swords. Now, so with this Hermit card, when it's in the upright, then it's very much about going within, finding wisdom. It's an independent energy, but you know, you go into solitary like energy to find clarity. But it's in the reverse. So now I'm seeing that there is somebody that has some self-pity. There is some sadness, some delays, and I feel like this King of Pentacles got rejected by this Queen of Swords. And I feel like maybe this masculine and feminine, maybe we're in a toxic cycle together and it's finally coming to a close. So I do think that's some of what's happening here. And again, collective, like I say in all my videos, or at least I try to, take only what resonates with you. If as we're getting messages, if the story really doesn't seem to be for you, it may not be, because you know, when I read for the collective, I read for everybody, and so it's really hard to make it a story for every single person watching. But in this story, that's what I'm seeing. So let's get some more messages, Spirit. What else is happening that we need to know? Okay, so I am going to take this in the reverse. So this is the Temperance card. And in the reverse, there is an imbalance. There is some reckless behavior. So I kind of feel like that goes back to this Devil card. But I think that something happened without being thought through. So maybe this King of Pentacles made a hasty decision about something and now is feeling rejected by this Queen of Swords. You know, if we look at the traits for the King of Pentacles, I mean, he's usually very secure, prosperous, reliable, protective. But I do think that there was something happening where what I'm getting is that he was not being very stable in spending money. Okay, like I think he was spending to excess. I mean, this Death card here usually like tells me that there's transformation and changes happening, but I also feel like maybe he was letting go of his like money too quickly, and now I feel like he's being rejected because this Queen of Swords is very intelligent, is honest, and I think that she had to just, you know, have a conversation with him. I mean, she's holding that sword, like she gave him some clarity. And I think part of the conversation was, you're being too reckless in your spending habits. That's what I'm getting so far. Okay, so let's see what else. What else, Spirit? Give us some more tea. Because now I want to know, okay, I'm getting this Lover's card in the reverse, and I'm getting the Seven of Wands in the reverse. That's how Spirit's telling me to take them. So I think that there was definitely arguments between this masculine and feminine. I think bad choices were being made. And I think that instead of correcting the behavior right away, this King of Pentacles procrastinated. And I feel like it was enough of a situation that I do feel like I feel like there definitely could have been a breakup over this. Like, I feel like it was that significant. And now somebody is feeling like they just have to like admit defeat. Like, I was wrong, you were right. Surrender. Feeling powerless in the situation, and I do think it is the King of Pentacles. I mean, he's generally very good about you know, keeping his finances in order, but definitely something very toxic, and I intend to find out what this toxic behavior was exactly. Like, I'm picking up the excess in spending, but I feel like there's more to it. Spirit, what was this masculine, the King of Pentacles, spending his money on? What was he spending? This is why we call it Tuesday tea, because here's the tea. So now we have the Queen of Cups coming out, but it was sideways, okay? So I just got goosebumps because I think the real tea here is that he was spending his money on this Queen of Cups. And maybe this Queen of Swords, maybe they were together, but he was doing a little something on the side. So let me see if I can pick up more about this. So I do feel like this Queen of Cups is a bit manipulative. I think that she is not in her normal energy. I mean, normally the Queen of Cups is nurturing, intuitive, sensitive, healing, you know, but she's definitely blocked those characteristics that she normally embodies. I don't think that, oh, I'm just picking up something else. Spirit is telling me that maybe this Queen of Cups is either knows this Queen of Swords, or like they could be friends, and this Queen of Cups was very disloyal to her. So I do think that that could be what he was out doing, spending his money on, or, you know, just toxic behavior. So I'm definitely gonna put this one in the reverse, but it did come out sideways. Okay, so Spirit, now I need to know, is this Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords, were they friends? Were they, oh, okay. I don't think I'm gonna take all of these. So let's see. No? Okay. Okay. I'm not going to take all of those, but I do think that there definitely was like some kind of debt attached to this, or extortion. Okay, so maybe this Queen of Cups was definitely like blackmailing this King of Pentacles. Maybe she knows something about him that he did not want revealed. So I'm not really picking up that they are connected strongly or have like some kind of bond, but I think Spirit is just wanting to give me more of this story about what's happening with this excessive spending and money. She's being very selfish and not caring what kind of situation he's in. I think she's bored. I think she was bored with her life, and now she's bored with him. So I think this is a drama queen right here. And to spice things up, she's like, well, I know this about you, so spend money on me, or pay me, and I won't say what I know. Oh goodness, collective. Okay, tell me more about the situation. Okay, I was just about to ask if the masculine and feminine broke up, and this card came out, the Justice card, and I'm gonna say that's a big fat yes. I even think that maybe they were married. Okay, so I think that a divorce is on the horizon. I'm sorry, I was told to move this one. No? Okay, sorry, I got put in the right position. I do think that there is a divorce on the horizon. I'm picking up that I don't feel like it's happened yet. But it's coming, because this Queen of Swords is not putting up with any BS. That is for sure. With this Two of Wands in the reverse, there was definitely some bad planning on the end of the King of Pentacles, because I think that he overplayed his hand with this Queen of Swords. she's very, very intelligent, and I think that she is not messing around. I think there's also what's coming through is that maybe he was spending their money on this Queen of Cups, but he didn't think this through, because I feel like now that he's been caught, I mean, she is involved in the finances. Like, if she walks away, I think he could stand to lose a lot of money. So I think that he really did not think all this through. He wasn't thinking with his brain, let's just put it that way. And this Queen of Cups is very manipulative. Kind of like a Black Widow is what I'm getting. Okay, so I want to get one more layer to this story because this is really, really juicy. Okay, okay, and okay, yep. There's a lot of cards in the reverse, and okay, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm taking them how they're coming out. What else? 2 more messages. Oh, these 2 came out earlier. I just didn't take them, so I think they want to come out. Okay. Oh, goodness. I think whoever's going through this has really got to be as brave as possible. Put your brave face on, because there's a lot. There's a lot happening. I think when this is all said and done, there hopefully is a lot of reflection happening. Maybe somebody is finally like they're being awakened to something. I would hope that in this new beginning there's some clarity, like what not to do next time. Yeah, all I gotta say is whoever's dealing with this better be brave. Okay, so let's go to this last row here. So the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, what I'm seeing is that this King of Pentacles is a workaholic, irresponsible, risky investing, like I said, but this is given more of the story because I think that he has been very wasteful in spending the finances, not planning ahead. So it's just very shocking that this is coming from a King of Pentacles. Just very irresponsible. But I think this 8 of Cups in the reverse is giving me more of a reason why. I think that he has low self-esteem. I think he's an avoidant. I think instead of like fixing and going into solitude and, you know, thinking through how he should handle the situation, I feel like he was avoidant. Like he didn't want to go into he didn't want to be by himself. I think this King of Pentacles can't be by himself. He's got to have somebody, and this Queen of Cups knows that. She played on that weakness that he has, and again, like hopefully he can strengthen himself up to be a different person, but I don't think that he could be by himself. I think he fears change, but the biggest message as to why he did this is because I think he has very low self-esteem. Yeah, resisting change. So this Tower is in the upper or in the reverse. Again, lots of reversals here. I think he kept trying to delay something from like crumbling, but what he did instead was he caused it to crumble anyway. Sometimes when you resist changing something that you know should change, you actually cause the change quicker and in a more volatile way. So he really just did the opposite of what his intention was, but that's just how that's how the universe works. Like, the wheel is going to move out of your favor if you're just not listening to the things that you should do. There's a lot of self-pity, and also I'm picking up that in this situation there was a lot of gossip, a lot of scandal. Like, I mean, this is scandalous. And with the word scandal, I mean, maybe these individuals are well known in a community. Maybe it's like, would be like really, really scandalous if people knew what was happening. So I think that this King of Pentacles would really rely on distractions. And I mean, I think he wants to be responsible, but I think that there are blockages happening that just prevent him from making good choices. I mean, there's, again, like, there's blocks, you know, with this Ace of Wands in the reverse. There's a lack of energy, a lack of motivation, low self-esteem, delays, blocks. Like, something is completely blocked that needs to be unblocked. I don't think we need these cards tonight, but I am going to use these just to get a little bit more of clarification. Maybe not clarification, but I want to know what the outcome is going to be in this situation. I really feel like, I mean, if you're going to get the tea, you might as well know what's up ahead. So, Spirit, what is the outcome for these individuals that are roped into this whole mess? Like, this is a hot mess express for sure. What is the outcome for the individuals? Okay, so we have the palm tree, okay? So it says stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility. Okay, so that's good. I'm glad to hear there's some positive. We also got the chaser, and that one says chaser and codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. Okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. Earlier when I said instead of him going into hermit mode the right way, he ended up alone because he's afraid to be alone. That's what ends up happening. The thing that you fear the most is the thing that you manifest, and you end up sabotaging yourself and your relationships and other people. So I do think that this King of Pentacles was a chaser. He was chasing this Queen of Cups because he's codependent on her. Okay. I would love to know. I mean, codependency could be anything, like emotional. You know, she's a Queen of Cups, so like when she's in her right energy, she's emotional, she's healing. So I think at one point this Queen of Cups probably was in the upright, and she netted him in, and then she did a little flippy flip with him and became somebody that was not good for him. So I think he has abandonment issues. Okay, so I do see that some stability and security will come in the future, but that's if this King of Pentacles can learn how to get out of this codependent energy. If he can heal his abandonment issues, maybe he needs to figure out what kind of avoidant he is and deal with abandonment issues head on. I mean, that's hard to do, but that's the outcome. If he can do that, then he can find some stability. What else? What other outcome? Tell me more. I'm really hoping for a good outcome for these people. Okay, the Hammer. So this is the card, and it says sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it. Okay, so I do think that he is persistently working on healing and rebuilding and working on these behaviors, because he definitely sabotaged a good thing. I do think this Queen of Swords is a lovely person, but she's not a pushover, and he just did he did the wrong thing to the wrong person is what I'm getting. Okay, then we have mirror that also came out. Mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds and introspection. So I do think that this Queen of Cups was mirroring like this back to him. She was reflecting his wounds, and there's a possibility that she also is a mirror for him. And now he's got all these like wounds like ripped open from all sides, but he is really, I think, again, the bottom of the deck, he is finding some strength. So that is good, and I'm glad to hear that. Let's get 2 more messages, then we can wrap this reading up. But this tea has been a little juicy, I will say. Okay, heart with a key, and it says, welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, perfect. Okay, so I do think that when he can heal these wounds and these behaviors, I think that he can be open to love the right way. And it may be with this Queen of Swords. I'm not getting that it's with this Queen of Cups. I think she's toxic all on her own. But also I think this Queen of Swords probably also has been wounded, and she's learning how to let those things go as well. So I think that maybe both of them are finding their way either back together or in other relationships. I'm strongly picking up that it's not going to be back together for them. I think that their relationship, like there's not enough keeping this relationship together. I think she's fine. She knows her worth. I think she's going to move on to somebody that's going to do that for her. And then I think he is finding self-love, actually. I think eventually he'll find like a physical partner, but I think right now he is being open to self-love. He's changing those behaviors and loving himself, and I think that that's the path that it shows. Like, that's the outcome for now. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, one more message, Spirit, please. Thank you. Okay, so we have love, unconditional love, self-love, what I just said, openness, passion, affection, and attraction. Okay, that's just a confirmation from Spirit that self-love is being found. And then also, you know, attraction and passion. I think she's going to find the relationship that, you know, is meant for her. But, yeah, I mean, I think that's the outcome for these people. I'm not really worried about what's going to happen with the Queen of Cups. Her energy was very negative, and so I just want to keep her covered and not worry about her. She can go on her merry way. But these two, I feel like, you know, they were the main characters in this story, and I do think that there is a positive outcome for them both, but I'm just not seeing that it's going to be together. However, on the bottom of the deck is the photograph. I do think that there are going to be memories for both of them being together, some nostalgia. I think that I think that the King of Pentacles is nostalgic and probably will be looking at the Queen of Swords photos, you know, for a while. And I think he's going to miss her if he doesn't already. But I do also see that in this photograph card that new memories are going to be made for both of them. So that is the Tuesday tea. Thank you for sticking around, and I will be back next Tuesday to find more tea. And I do plan to pop in on Wednesday for Woo Woo Wednesday, so we'll see what the cards and what we can channel on Wednesday. And I will be back on Friday for another TGIF Weekly Tarot reading. But I appreciate you all being here with me. Please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next reading.